Hello there, this is the Cobbler, and today I want to talk about two of my favorite pepper spray devices. Both are a Mace brand device, and just to let you know, if you want to check out a very comprehensive review of 12 Mace brand devices, excluding these two, I would highly recommend Chris Baker's review over at the Lucky Gunner. Now, before we begin, I really want to spend a couple minutes talking about why I believe a lot more people should be carrying mace versus a loaded firearm. So I personally believe that there are so many wholly unqualified people who are carrying loaded firearms out in public today. And I just don't know that they're prepared for the consequences of using that firearm in public. Are you really willing to take another human's life? You know, there's a saying that you've heard, which is every bullet is attached to a lawyer, and it's true. You know, the possible outcomes of using a firearm in public, the lawsuits that could come from it. Did you fire a bullet that hit an innocent bystander? There are numerous cases of people who were shot legitimately who sued the shooter and did so successfully. And the other thing that's got to be said is, you know, the odds of you being out in public and getting in a gunfight or having to defend yourself with a loaded gun are slim to none. They really are. Whereas the odds of you being out in public and wanting to use or needing to use non-lethal force, such as OC or pepper spray, are far greater. I mean, you're not going to pull a gun in a fist fight, although it's been done. But you may certainly not want to get injured in a fist fight. And there you go. There's pepper spray as an option to not be involved in that fist fight and to get away from that situation. So I can't recommend these enough. And now let's kind of go into why I chose these two particular models of pepper spray guns. Now, in this video, I'm not going to be doing test firing. If you like this video, I may end up doing one later. That being said, there are several good videos on YouTube that will show you test firing of these particular pepper spray guns. So why did I go with these two pepper spray guns? You're probably used to seeing more of the keychain style dispenser. I am used to handling firearms, so I was way more comfortable with these style pepper guns versus the keychain style dispenser. I also have a lot of concerns with the range of the other dispensers, which tends to be rather short, typically 5 to 8 feet. These Mace brand pepper guns have, well, they claim an effective range of 20 feet. I will say, based on my test firing of it, I would call it an effective range of 15 feet, which is really very good. Now, these are spray guns, not fog or mist. And I will say it's somewhere between a stream and a spray. It will leave a pretty decent blast pattern. So if you are aiming for the head in that range, you are likely to hit it. They tell you that you should get an average of 4 to 7 shots per canister. I will say that during my test spray with the water canister, I got exactly 4. So that's within the range that they say. When you get one of these two models, you are going to get your OC and you are going to get your water spray, which you should use because you do want to train with this. Now, you can also buy additional cartridge sets, which look like this, and there you go. You get your OC and your water training cartridge. These do have an expiration date, so you want to check that and replace them if they indeed are expired. They're quite simple to use. You're simply going to flip that latch in, up it goes, and just load that cartridge nipple in first and snap it in place. This model does have a safety, a hammer safety right here. This model works exactly the same. Flip that up, in goes your cartridge, snap it in place. And the safety on this one is located just to the side. Got a very nice responsive snap or click to it, and it is ambidextrous. If you're left-handed, there you go. Now, that being said, I do not carry these guns with the safety on. Same way I would if I were to carry a real gun. I just don't believe in that. I think these need to be at the ready, and unlike a real firearm, with one of these, let's say it does happen to go off in your purse, well, the worst thing that happened is maybe you got some pepper spray on your checkbook, and that's going to be about it. Now, the one feature that these both have is not a feature that to me is at all necessary, and I do not use it, and that is a flashlight. And you can see it here. If you press once, you get a flashing strobe. Press again for a straight on beam. I do not see the effectiveness of this. In fact, the battery is already worn out on this one. I have no intention of replacing it, as I do not use it. Now, one thing about these devices is, as you can see, they are pretty big compared to a keychain style dispenser. These are going to be a lot more difficult to conceal or put in a pocket. So I carry this one on a daily basis. I purchased this model because, to be honest with you, I'm just into these gadgets. Now, that being said, I don't know why you would get this one over this one. You can see the difference in size. I have found this one to be incredibly bulky. Now, they do have the same width, essentially. See if you can see that. Approximately the same length. Very different handle or grips. But the one thing about this one that I just can't comprehend is why there is a rail assembly. I cannot imagine adding an accessory to a mace gun. The other thing I really don't like, obviously these are not accurate guns, that's why they don't have sights, but you can see how this rail really disrupts your view. Compare that to this one here. If I can get it right, there we go. So if I were to choose one of these two, I would definitely go with this over the other. The other issue with this one is it certainly can look like a handgun, especially if you were to see this coming out of a jacket pocket. And that's going to certainly alert people and alarm people. This one, not so much. In fact, if you're very concerned about that, you can actually get this in pink. So you can really, really set people at ease with that. Now I'm going to talk about some carry options as well. Now, a quick note, manufacturers, if you're watching, I believe there is a huge demand for a compact version of this, a true concealed carry option. With the exception of one other pistol, which I'm not going to review, I have scoured the internet far and wide and have found nothing that I could use and carry on my person, inside the waistband, or in a holster on a daily basis. And I think there's a big market for it. So, get to work. Okay, let's talk about some carry options. Now, they do make holsters for these guns. And I do have the Kydex brand holster, the molded plastic, and truth be told, I also bought this because I thought it was really cool. The Kydex holsters give you that very positive snap, knowing that gun is secure in there. Just a really, really neat kit. You've got your belt clip right there, and it goes. Now, if you were to wear this and try to conceal it, I do not recommend it. You can see how bulky this is going to get. This is really going to print, and you're not going to want that. I don't know exactly why you'd have this. I would say perhaps outdoors, in the woods, maybe on a walk where you might encounter a dog that might become bothersome. Otherwise, I do find this Kydex holster to be far too big and bulky. Now, I typically have one of two bags that are with me on a daily basis, and you may have a bag like this, or a purse, or a backpack, and this is really the best way to carry one of these devices. This is my daily work bag. I simply take pepper spray, in it goes, ready at the access, not a problem. Another good way to carry these is going to be in your glove box or the center console of your car. Now, I am also a cyclist. In the warmer months, I like to cycle to work. And if you are a cyclist, you know that there is just a greater degree of vulnerability, which is why I absolutely love having this on me when I'm cycling. I can't tell you why, but you just seem to draw a lot more attention from other drivers who, for whatever reason, feel that roads are only for cars and trucks. So I'm going to show you my commute bag for bicycling, and I'm going to kind of move the camera around once I get this on. See if you can see that a little better. There we go. So there's the bag right there for cycling. This model fits perfectly right there as I'm cycling on the handles. Very easy to access this. Also, really doesn't draw much attention. Most people see this and it just looks like another piece of kit that you might have when you're out cycling. So folks, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. Please, if you would, hit the like button and subscribe. And I do hope that you would consider picking up Mace, whether it's this style or any other style, versus carrying a handgun in public. I do feel this is a better option for most of us. And we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.